So this is day 9 of my video blog during the isolation time of our COVID-19 troubles. The last video I did was a little bit it's more serious than I'm used to, right? So I had decided that maybe doing readings every day is just not. I mean, it's not something I do anyways. I like having something in my hands to do, and I think that's probably why I keep messing with my cards, but I don't need to. And last night during meditation, I was thinking, because I had honestly thought about not doing this on a daily basis. Maybe readings, the cards once a week. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I thought, you know what? I might just talk, right? If you're watching this, or if I'm watching this in the future, then it's just a recording of what it is right now for me and about me, right? Or about our lives, and sharing that, and maybe having people that relate and can take something out of that. So today what I'm going to talk about is being an introvert with bouts of extrovertness. If you are my friend and you're close to me, and those that have worked closely with me, I am goofy. I don't seem introverted. At least I don't think I do. I'm a little different. I've always been a little different. I was trying to think, because I'm also very empathic. And I was trying to think, when I decided that I was going to talk about this today, I was trying to think if my introvertness came from my being an empath, or if my empathic abilities came from being an introvert. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was thinking back to growing up, and I remember being little, when I went to Travis Elementary, which is like first and second grade. I remember sitting on the swings by myself and being happy as a clown. I mean, that's where I was. That was where I wanted to be. And I don't remember necessarily having friends at that stage. The first 2 friends I remember, like really having friends that I felt close to, were Lupe and Christina, when I started going to Milam. And I think that was around end of second grade, probably. But it took me a while. It's always taken me a while to really open up to people, when I was littler. Now that once I got a bit older and I could have my feelers out, if I felt safe, then I just opened up. And I think now that I've gotten older, now that I'm in my 40s, I just don't care. I am who I am, and I honestly believe that you are who you are, and we all have a beauty in each of us. And if someone has a problem with who you are, that has nothing to do with you. It has no reflection whatsoever to do with you, and it has to do with them and whatever they see in you that bothers them. And that's something they have to work through. Unless you're just unless you're just a poo-poo head, and then of course, well, I mean, come on, nobody likes a poo-poo head. So, introvertness. To me, introvert, right? Introvert, it's kind of like introverted, adentro, right? which means inside. So I feel like you're either an extrovert, which is externally stimulated and you're just an external being, or you're introverted and you're just introspective, you're just inside of you, right? And I honestly feel that because you spend so much time inside of yourself or with yourself, that maybe that's what helps develop your empathy. um, I do notice that I tend to, when I'm around people, I can feel, I want to say I even feel for them. I feel for them. I feel for people when I'm reading stuff or when I'm seeing somebody post something or when I'm in a group and we're having a discussion. I feel, um, and a lot of the times that means that because I feel, sometimes I don't know. I used to not. I'm a lot better now that I'm older. I used to not know whether the weight of what I was carrying was mine or if it was something that I picked up. It was just, it's kind of like being in tuned to those around you. And you learn with time, one, how to decipher what's yours and what isn't. And after a while, I was able to do that. But then I was having trouble letting go of what wasn't mine because, I don't know, maybe I'm an emotional hoarder. I don't know. But I was having trouble letting go of what wasn't mine. And then meditation kind of helped that, deciphering one, and then letting go. And eventually I got to the point where I can actually just shut it down, which is really great, especially when and I have to be not tired. If I'm tired and I go to the store, if I'm tired and I'm around a group of people, sometimes I get real moody because I'm picking up so much crap, and it's hard to deal with external stuff if the internal stuff isn't sitting right. The the fact that I'm an empath doesn't have anything to do with me being special. I think anyone can be an empath. I think that we all have the abilities to develop all sorts of what other people would consider gifts, right? Like intuition. It's just something you work. It's like a tool, right? The first time you learn to ride a bike, you probably did not just get on the bike and ride it. You probably had to have some training wheels, or you fell on your butt a few times, and that's kind of what it is. Your intuition, all of that, putting your energy and feeling other people's energy. It's all just developing what you already have and just tuning into it. And it just takes a bit of practice and a bit of like, no, that's not it. No, oh, okay, I see. Oh, that's it. And then it just eventually just happens naturally. Now, I'm not saying everybody should do this, or I'm not saying everybody should go out and start feeling everybody energetically. What I am saying is that we are all special. None of us are more special than the other. We're just, some of us are more in tuned and some of us aren't in tuned, or some of us call it something different. And that's okay. You call whatever it is you want to call it. You can call it purple kitty if you want to call it purple kitty. It doesn't matter. I mean, people are going to look at you and think you're crazy, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to touch on that today. I just figured that was a subject that is probably not mainstream. Maybe it'll become mainstream. I don't know. Um, but you never know. Maybe I'm getting in touch with some of you guys that don't necessarily have somebody to talk to about this stuff, and maybe you've been going through it. And I mean, I went through a lot of it by myself with books and watching other people and learning and I've been very blessed that I've had some very, very beautiful souls in my life that have come into my life at the moments that I've needed the most. And they may not use the same words, but they had the same abilities. And those individuals teach me and help me grow. And I hope in turn I do the same. Um, okay. Another thing, I can't help you. I have to turn on my computer because I don't have light. I can't help you develop your stuff. I can't help you decipher. I can't help you. I mean, I can give you some advice, or I can um, maybe give you some tools to read or use, point you in some directions, but that's all I can do. It's really up to you and to find what is right for you and what works for you. Um, no one can get those things for you. Only you can. But it is good to know what it is, and it's good to understand how it works for other people, because then you can kind of put some feelers out for yourself and say, oh, okay, well, yeah, that kind of feels right, or that kind of makes sense to me, or no, that's crazy, or no, I have no idea what that they're talking about. And that kind of gives you a starting point. Sometimes our abilities are different from others, even though they might be in the same realm. Um, but we all have intuition, and we all have those abilities to feel. You know, when you walk into a room, or into a situation, you kind of know if you're comfortable or not. That's essentially what feeling the energy is. When you're around some people and you can feel um, the tone, right? Or you can sense that something's going on, or someone's sad. That's part of it. And yes, you can watch people and say, "Oh, well, hello, that person's crying. Of course they're sad." Um, yeah, you can. It just goes a little bit further than that. Is you can feel it inside of you, like, oh man, that hurts. Ouch. What's going on there? Oh man, that's uncomfortable. You know. So that is uh, sensing energy. Um, it's important that we stay positive. It's important that we don't let as for me especially, right? Um, is important with my empath abilities to make sure that I'm aware that not everybody that's out there may be ready to hear what I have to say, may watch this and have the best intentions in their heart. And I have to be aware that if I feel that energy, that it's not mine. It has nothing to do with me. And it's just something I need to shed some light on and cast some love to, and hope that when they are ready, they will open their eyes and they will learn that they are me and I am them, that we are all each other, that we are all part of the same creator. I know that sounds weird, right? Because everybody has their own beliefs and everybody has their own religion and their own dogmas or whatever. My mom used to say to me, one time I mouthed off, right? We all have a story about my mom. One of the ones that really sticks up to me, or sticks in my head, was one time that I was really, really upset with God. And I was seeking at that time. I was seeking for the truth. And I remember having a conversation with my mom, and I kind of, it was kind of like throwing it in her face. My mom didn't like that. It was kind of like throwing it in her face. I said, "You're a Catholic, and it says, that you're not supposed to worship any other god but the one." I said, "And look at all the stuff you have in the house. You have a Buddha, you have, I just went off the list because at this point I had been studying." And she said to me something that has stuck with me until now, and it will stick with me till the rest of my life. She said, "It's like a mountain. It's like a mountain, and we're all heading up the same mountain, but we're all taking our own journey." She said, "But essentially, every journey, every path, every person that's going up this mountain is going to end up in the same place." And when she said that to me, we were having a bit of a heated argument, right? Because I was saying, "No, I'm not Catholic." And, I was going through my rebellion. And when she said that to me, I didn't really, at that moment, I just took it. And with time, I was really young. And with time, it just made sense. It just made sense. We love everybody. Have a good day.